Hi everyone, I'm Chaos ASMR, and tonight I'm going to be eating a Canadian Donair. So, just fair warning, you guys make sure you're not hungry before watching this. Got it right here. Before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the Donair itself. It's my understanding that the method used to cook the meat and the seasoning and everything originated in Turkey, but was later adopted by Canadians to make a wrap salad meat concoction. You'll see more as we get into it. So as you guys can see, this is absolutely massive. I mean, like, it's way thicker than my arm. So, let's get this opened up. Some of you may be asking, why are you opening this so meticulously? How come you don't just take it right out of the packaging? That would be a fatal mistake, and I'll show you why. Here's the first shot of it. Okay. So what it is consists of this thinly sliced meat that comes off of a rotisserie. And your choice of toppings. Typically, people will get lettuce, tomato, onion, and sweet sauce. Sweet sauce is essentially sweetened condensed milk with various spices in it. It sounds weird, right? Like having a sweetness with a predominantly meat dish, but I promise you it works so well. I can barely talk, my mouth is watering. I haven't eaten all day. So let me take a quick bite of this and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Cheers, guys. It tastes unbelievably good. So my choice of toppings is lettuce, lots of onion, sweet sauce, and hot peppers. I opt out of the tomatoes and replace them with hot peppers, which you can see in there. Go for another bite here. So as you guys can see, it's not closed off on this end. If you were to remove this out of here, it would be a terrible, terrible mess. You have to unwrap it as you go. And the sweet sauce is rather on the thin side. So as you'll see, as we get further towards the end, the sauce starts to drip down through the Donair. That's what these bags on the bottom are for. So I believe that elsewhere, other places in the world, that something similar to this is available called a gyro. But I've had friends and family visit from other countries, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I gotta get a Canadian Donair. Like, it's not available anywhere else." So you guys will have to let me know. Is something like this available where you live? The meat. And I'll put a little clip. I snuck a little clip of inside them shaving it off the rotisserie. The meat is really what makes a donair. It is so flavorful. I don't know what flavorings exactly are used. But one thing I can tell you is that it's very, very garlic heavy. My tongue is actually burning from how much garlic is in just the meat alone. But in the best way. Oh, sensational. So as I was kind of saying, I do believe that it originated, at least in the Middle East, because when you go into a Donair store, like 10 out of 10 times, it is served alongside shawarma, falafel, baklava, all these other Middle Eastern foods. I must admit, the Donair is widely considered among Canadians as drunk food. I am not drunk. However, there are a lot of Donair stores that are open until 3, 4 in the morning. A lot of Donair shops are open until 3, 4 in the morning after all the bars close. And if you go there on a busy Friday night, they will be absolutely packed at 3 in the morning. It's great. So you can see how much is in that, eh? Unreal. In addition to the beef, a lot of Donair shops also have a rotisserie chicken that they slice from. So there's a chicken alternative to this as well. Another wildly popular item is a combination of the Canadian Poutine with the Canadian Donair. Donair Poutine. It's fries, cheese curds, and gravy, topped with this Donair meat and drizzled with sweet sauce, which is also amazing. Let me know if you guys want to see me do a video on that, and I'd be happy to oblige you. As you can see, it's very messy. But this is nothing. If you've ever seen a first timer open it up all the way and watch everything spill out of it. I think I forgot to mention cheese. This has cheese on it as well. The pita bread that they wrap it in, they'll put a long piece of cheese, then fill it up and roll it up. That is what this one has. Optional, of course. There's a pretty good bite right there. Well, you guys, I'm gonna have to call it there. But don't think for a second that this is gonna go to waste. It's going in my fridge. And it'll make a wonderful midnight snack. I gotta tell you, with all the meat on here, it almost feels like you're eating a stone. Like, it's just so dense and heavy of a food. And that's why people eat them after a long night of drinking. It's definitely comfort food to me. You know, I rank a Donair in my top 10 favorite foods of all time. It's the meat, man. It's so flavorful. You gotta try it to believe it. If I were to compare it to something like a hamburger, a hamburger is relatively plain, but then you put mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, relish, cheese on it. This meat, you could eat completely on its own, and it would still overwhelm you with flavor. I almost see the lettuce and the onions and hot pepper and sauce as a way to dilute the flavor of the meat, if that makes any sense, and freshen it up, because the meat just has such a strong flavor. Again, mostly of garlic. Well, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm really curious to know if you have Donairs or Gyro where you live. Would you try this? If you haven't, I promise you you'd like it. Well, this has been Let's Eat a Canadian Donair. I'm Chaos ASMR. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.